Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas. Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado.
Because this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness.
Hello, everyone. I'm Alicia.
And I'm Nathan.
Welcome to episode 161 of Adventures and Mousecapades.
We're going to start off this week with some brand new, hot off the press Disney news that was just announced today as we record. The demise of the Muppet Courtyard has been announced. Well, confirmed. It has dates now.
Closing dates, yeah.
Closing dates now. Mama Melrose Ristorante Italiano closes on May 10th. And Muppet Vision 3D and Pizza Rizzo's will close on June 7th. So we have 6 months, y'all. Go get your last kicks in at Muppet Vision 3D, at least in its current iteration. Hopefully they'll bring it back somewhere. And we'll have to be looking forward to getting the Muppets back in the parks over in the completely revamped Rock and Roller Coaster.
No date yet for that.
No date for when that's going to close, but things are happening.
Yeah, go get your rat pizza while you can.
Your puffy rat pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Ew.
That's what it says over there. Like
I know.
It says it's rat pizza.
Yeah, it's not. It's not what they. Yeah. Anyhow, let's talk about something more positive, shall we?
Hawaii.
Yes, we are going to finish up with our trip report from our holidays in Hawaii. You heard a couple weeks ago about our 5-nighter on Kauai at the Sheraton down there in Poipu. We had all sorts of fun on Kauai, and I broke myself again. So, that pattern holds true for being on Kauai.
Yes.
That's 2 trips in a row. So, hooray. Anyhow, I am doing better-ish? Question mark? Yeah, I'm still hobbling around, and we'll see how that goes. But up and about and onwards and upwards. But we are going to talk today about our 6 nights that we spent over on Oahu. We cashed in some of our DVC points and had a beautiful 2-bedroom suite at Aulani, Disney's resort on the west end of Oahu. And oh my gosh, I love Aulani.
We weren't there long enough. It did not feel like 6 days.
No, it didn't. It didn't at all.
Yeah.
So let's talk about our room a little bit. We had, like I said, a 2-bedroom. We had suite 1550 in the Ewa Tower. And the Ewa Tower is to the left of the lobby as you walk in. And we were basically on that lobby end of the tower, all the way towards that end. And so it's really a suite super high up. It's the second to the top floor. It overlooks the whole resort.
Mm-hmm.
Love this suite. It is the perfect location.
Yeah. And we were all the way at the end towards the lobby. So we had a view of the mountains over there too, and the Wailua Valley and the ocean. And we could hear the music from the little lounge area at night. It was
at the Oleo room. Yep.
Oleo room. Yeah, it was very nice. It was very nice.
We've had another room over in that general vicinity before. I think we were on like the 14th floor and like one room in. And we had always said, man, it would be really great to have the end.
We had the end.
We had the end.
Yes.
And we showed up at like 2:30 or 3 o'clock and the room wasn't ready. It's a 4 o'clock check-in for Aulani. And the person who was helping us check in was like, well, we can move you to another room. Nope, you want to wait for this one. And we were like, okay, that's fine. She didn't say which room it was, but yeah, she was right. We wanted to wait and we did, and it was perfect. The 2-bedroom suite at Aulani has this gorgeous, beautiful primary suite, king bed, and all the fixins, and a beautiful bathroom, and this huge shower, tub, and just the complete opposite of what we had in Kauai.
Yes. Yeah. Well, we kind of knew it would be like that, which is why we had our stays the way that we did.
Yes,
why
exactly.
we did Kauai first and Oahu second.
Yes.
So
And the kids had their own bedroom that wasn't the living room.
yeah.
And they each had their own beds, which they were incredibly happy about.
Yeah.
Because I think Caitlin got really tired of getting kicked all night.
They had put pillows in between them, I think, to stop the flailing limbs.
Yes. Well,
Anywho, we got to our room and it was on a Monday, and Aulani has member Mondays where they have just a little celebration, little get together for DVC members. And we've literally never been to one of these at any of our DVC stays.
No, we haven't.
Anywhere. And so the kids and I went down to check it out and see what it was all about. And it was a nice little dancey dance time, basically. They had some music. It was actually pretty full. They gave us glow stick, like bracelet, necklace thingies. And there was somebody up there basically leading dance moves. There were characters up there doing dance moves and everything. And then after, it was like maybe 15 minutes or so. After that, we got to have pictures with our character of choice, and Santa Stitch in his Hawaiian Santa gear was there. So we got a picture with Santa Stitch.
Very cool. I went to urgent care.
You did.
The second urgent care that we tried on Oahu actually had a working x-ray machine. So yeah, I wanted to go see how bad my knee was. And thankfully nothing was horribly broken. So some meds and a knee brace later, and hobbling off around. And I met you guys for a late dinner over at Monkey Pod, which is such a fantastic restaurant.
It was delicious.
This is across the street from Aulani and like maybe half a block over.
Yeah.
But yeah, Monkey Pod is a fantastic place to enjoy some nightlife and some live music and some really fantastic food. The next day, we were up fairly early and driving off to the other side of Oahu, the other side of the island, because we had a day at Kualoa Ranch, or at least a morning.
Yeah.
And we had booked a UTV tour. So this is effectively an off-road four-wheel drive kind of golf cart looking thing with big knobby tires and everything.
Yeah.
And oh, this was so amazing.
This is fun. We will do this again.
Kualoa Ranch is, I think it's 4,000 acres of pretty pristine Hawaiian wilderness. They do a ton of movie and TV shoots over there, like Jurassic Park and Kong Skull Island, and like you name it, they have hosted movie shoots and things like that over there. And we got to just drive through all these different places, see all these vistas on these cliffs and these back in the woods in the jungle. Oh, it was so fun. It was so dirty. It was very dusty.
It's very dusty. They gave us little things to wear around our mouth and nose.
It's called a bandana.
It wasn't a bandana.
That's right.
It was a tube, a gator, or whatever they call them. I don't know.
Yeah. But you have helmets on and goggles and things like that to keep the dust out of your eyes. It was fun.
It was a lot of fun.
It was totally not something that we would typically do. And I'm so glad we did it.
Yeah. And I got to drive the whole time.
Yes, because the only way I could fit with my knee in a leg brace was in the passenger seat. So I got to play passenger princess.
Our guides were great.
They were.
They were funny. They were knowledgeable. They were, just took some really good pictures of Nathan attacking a dinosaur with his cane. Such a pretty place. And Kualoa Ranch has all sorts of stuff you can do. We've done a couple tours with them before. They have guided Jeep tours. They have horseback riding. They have, I think, like kayaking, even something. I don't know. They've got all sorts of different things that you can do.
Yes, highly recommended. Just look them up online. They have a great website. You can book everything there. It's a fantastic way to spend a day.
Mm-hmm.
We had dinner at Ama Ama that night, which is the signature, I guess you'd call it, dining restaurant there at Aulani. Fantastic food, local eats, local flavors, and it's just a beautiful setting. It was a later dinner.
Because it was New Year's Eve.
That's right. It was New Year's
Yes.
Eve. I think it would have been awesome to have like sunset. I mean, all these places are amazing at sunset, and you really lose a little bit of the vibe when it's pitch black outside. But hey, you're in Hawaii. It's not exactly horrible. But then, so we had a later dinner, and then we just kind of hung out. Actually, I hung out because I was moving very slow.
Yeah.
And I think it was 10:30 or something like that. And I said, well, I'll just go camp out on a couple of the recliners that are down towards the beach over by Ama Ama. And you guys went off to go do something, and I basically held our spot for the fireworks that night.
We went to bring the leftovers back up to the room.
Got it.
And get like drinks and a book to read and stuff like that. Yeah.
So fireworks. Let's talk about New Year's Eve and fireworks on Hawaii. It's a war zone. I have never seen fireworks like in residential areas as much as I have seen in Hawaii on New Year's. Like
they go all out.
It puts any display that I ever saw growing up in Connecticut on the beach, in the like by the ocean, where everybody's throwing stuff up off the beach. It puts this to shame. There were flashes across the whole island. The whole island was just going insane from like 5:30 on. It just was constant.
It was just constant. Noise. Yeah. And there was a fireworks display in the lagoon area here too. So there was a professional. Yeah, there was a professional one. Was there music? I can't remember if there was music.
I think there was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is great. I would definitely do this again. I know how crazy busy the parks are on New Year's Eve, and I would take this 100 times out of 100.
Yes. Now, I actually think that we could have stayed in our room and sat on our balcony and watched the fireworks.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because it was in a barge that was out in the ocean, but right off the center of the lagoon. And we had heard that it was going to be a little bit further over to the left.
Yeah.
And so we were like, oh, we should be down closer to the water. No, we would have been fine from where we were in the Ewa Tower. I think anybody, if you're in kind of that center section of the Ewa Tower, or, oh gosh, I forget the name of the other tower. The Wainai, anyhow, the tower that's to the right of the lobby.
Yeah.
If you have an ocean view, or you are looking into the middle of the resort with the lazy river and the volcano water slides and all the rest of that stuff, you will see the fireworks from your room. If you're in the wing of the Ewa Tower that goes off towards the beach, that's iffy on whether you'd see them or not. But if you're in the more flat part of the U where we were over by the lobby, you're going to see them from your room.
Yeah.
And
it was cool.
It was amazing. Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. And it wasn't crazy busy either. It was, there was a lot of people there, but it wasn't nuts. Now, how soon before? I think we were out there a half an hour before it started.
I was out there like 90 minutes because it would have taken me 45 minutes to get back to the room.
All right. So you got seats for us. And I did walk around a little bit just to see like what else there was. And Aulani did have reservable areas for fireworks viewing. So if you wanted to spend some money, you could get like a premium view in nicer seating, like the cabana areas, basically, that they have.
So you're saying Disney found a way to take your money?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this surprising?
No. Now, the resort was full.
Mm-hmm.
It's the holidays.
Yeah.
Of course, the resort is full.
Yeah.
But it never felt overcrowded.
No, it didn't. Mm-mm.
Which was great. And we'll talk about it a little bit as we go through the days here. But we had experiences where there was nobody else around, and we're just kind of hanging out with Mickey Mouse. And like, there's nobody there. And it was pretty amazing. Pretty amazing.
Next day was a resort day. It was the new year. It was January 1st. We slept in a little bit and just kind of hung out at Aulani.
Yeah.
I am just now realizing I didn't
Yes.
get shaved ice at all while I was there.
What?
the heck?
That's a fail on your part.
Yes, it is. It is. It's definitely a fail. I got Dole Whip, so
Yeah.
that's good.
Okay. That's fair.
I think this was the day that Caitlin and I got Dole Whip. I don't know. Yeah, this was the resort day. It was chill. We went down and got photos with Shelly May, who is Duffy's friend.
Friend? Okay.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
Companion?
I guess. Shelly May is Minnie Mouse's teddy bear, basically. Duffy
got
is Mickey Mouse's teddy bear.
Okay.
Shelly May is Minnie Mouse's. And they're all in Christmas gear, but it's like Hawaiian Christmas gear. It's cute as anything.
Yeah, they're pretty. I was hanging out on the lanai on the porch for the whole day, kind of reading and listening to podcasts and just enjoying the Hawaiian vibes. And I saw the characters down below, and they all looked pretty amazing. So that was fun.
So many characters.
Yes.
So many characters. Oh, and something we didn't talk about yet. Aulani has an app now.
Yes.
Like, the My Disney Experience app for Disneyland or Disney World or Disneyland Paris. There's one for Aulani. And they list character meet and greets in there. They'll list other types of things that they have available. Like there's a tour of the art and culture of Aulani, which Caitlin and I did later this day, and I'll talk a little bit about that. But this app is great.
Yeah. All the events.
It.
It has a map of the resort.
Yeah.
You can... I think the quick service restaurant, you can do mobile order for stuff.
Yes, you can do mobile order for, I think, lunch and dinner. You
not
cannot
breakfast.
do it for breakfast.
Yeah. Which, when the resort is full, that place gets a pretty long line for breakfast.
Yes.
Yeah.
It does.
But it's really great. I mean, there's not a ton in the app. You don't need a ton. It does what you need it to do. I liked it. It was great. It was a very nice addition.
Yep. Sterling and I did the Menehune hunt, which is something that you can do at the resort. It's you get a iPad-like device and do basically a scavenger hunt around Aulani. And it's really cool. It's interactive, it's fun, and you just go around to all different places in the resort.
What are the Menehune?
I don't know.
Okay.
What are the Menehune?
The Menehune are a mythical question mark set of people, set of creatures that supposedly in the Hawaiian mythology, although there's some archaeology to back up that there actually were people who probably were Menehune, anyhow, that built things, and they were incredibly ingenious. And so the myths in the Hawaiian lore is that the Menehune were the builders of lots of impressive sculptures and earthworks and all sorts of things like that. So there are little Menehune statues scattered all throughout the resort, and the Menehune hunt is going around and finding some of these statues, and some of those are interactive, and that's where some of the iPad comes in and stuff like that. So
they're all over the place. It's a lot of fun to try and just find them throughout the resort.
Yeah. It's kind of like what if you've been on a Disney cruise, and there's usually like some sort of interactive scavenger hunt or game on the various ships. It's different depending on the ship and depending on which class of ship, but it's that same kind of thing. It's an interactive thing that you can do with the whole family. It's a lot of fun.
It's kind of like Hidden Mickeys, but it's official.
Yeah.
Caitlin and I also did something this afternoon. I'm gonna butcher the pronunciation here, but it's called Makaiki'i, the Art and Culture of Aulani. This was very interesting. We had somebody take us on a tour of the lobby area and just share about the art of Aulani. And we learned something very interesting. There are 2 sections to Aulani. When you walk in that big, beautiful lobby area, on the right side, everything over on the right side, that right tower, is masculine energy. And everything over on the left side is feminine energy. And all the artwork shows this as well. Like in our hotel room, all of our artwork was of women and ladies in our room and everything. So everything over in that tower is like that. And everything over in the other towers is more masculine. So a little more angular, not as open and curvy type stuff. So it was just really interesting to learn all about this.
Huh. I remember you guys telling me about this while we were there and explaining how that was reflected there in that main lobby area. I didn't realize it had extended into the room decor in the 2 wings. That's very cool.
Yeah. And they offer this a couple times a week. I don't think it's every day, but there's this tour and there's also a nature tour that you can do. So you can just look it up in the app next time you are at this wonderful location.
There you go. On the 2nd, on the Thursday there, we went to Pearl Harbor, and we've done this before with the kids. I think the older they get, the deeper of just a sense of gravity and appreciation for the event and the place is they just feel that and they learn more. I love every time that we have gone to Pearl Harbor, to the USS Arizona Memorial. It is someplace where I definitely get in my feels about being in a place and thinking about events. It's a very reverent and somber experience, and it was so good to be there to, especially for Sterling, because the last time we were there, Sterling was they're 13 now. I think Sterling was 8 or so the last time, 7,
maybe even less than that.
So it's a whole new level of like, Sterling gets it. Like you could see it registering and the gravity of it. It was really cool. One note we do want to share: the trip out to the USS Arizona Memorial is you need a reservation for this.
Yes.
They open, I think it's 60 days. There's a website for the National Park Service, explains all about it. You do absolutely need a reservation. There is a movie, kind of a short 15 or so minute documentary about what happened on December 7th, 1941 there in Pearl Harbor, that used to be shown before you got on the boat to go over and to the USS Arizona Memorial itself. That is now separate. So just be aware of that. You can do both of those things, but we walked up and were expecting to go do the movie and then go out to the memorial and discovered, oh, they're not doing it that way anymore. So it's different. It's not bad. It's just is different.
Yeah. And I will say, if you do not have reservations to the USS Arizona Memorial, you can still go to this area.
Yes.
You just can't get over to the memorial.
Right. There is a
Museum
boat
area.
Yeah. There's a boat that you have to get in to get out, and that's what the reservation is for. There is a lots of displays in museums. There's all sorts of things that are available to you without having a ticket to get out to the USS Arizona itself. But if you can get a ticket, absolutely do that.
And I think it's 90 days out. I can't remember how far out
It's
it
either
is.
60 or 60 is in my brain. It could be
Okay.
90. Just go online.
Yeah.
And it's the Park Service has a really great website. They will walk you through it all, and figure out whatever that math is of when your day that you want to go is going to come available, and put that on your calendar and go book it.
Yep.
We're Disney people. We're used to, making advanced reservations.
Yes.
So
Yep.
just play that game here as well.
We also went to the USS Missouri, which is a battleship over there as well. You can take a little bus ride over there. You do need tickets to this as well. I'm saying as well a lot. And they have just a general tour of the USS Missouri. There's also a chief engineer's tour and another tour, and I can't remember what it was.
I think it's the captain's tour.
Captain's tour.
Yeah.
I believe we did the captain's tour last time.
I think you're right. The captain's tour basically goes into the upper superstructure, and so you can see where they, drove the boat and the captain's quarters and all the rest of that stuff, kind of in that upper section. The chief engineer's tour goes 4 or 5 decks down into the ship. And you get to see a bunch of those engineering spaces and the boiler rooms and the engine rooms and stuff like that. It's absolutely fascinating. Highly recommended if you get a chance to do one of these tours. These are not as tight on reservations, but you do want to try to reserve these in advance just to make sure that you're have that availability and you can get all the timing right. And you can, I think, day of just go out to the USS Missouri and do the normal tour. And they have like every half hour a guided tour around the main deck and things like that. And that's included with your admission. Yeah. So lots of options. Highly recommend it. It's so impressive. This is a World War II battleship. You get to see the spot where the Japanese surrendered on the deck in Tokyo Harbor was on the USS Missouri, and there's a plaque there on the deck. It's pretty interesting it's quite the dichotomy, we'll say, to be in Pearl Harbor, where, at least for the United States, where World War II really officially kind of began, and also be at the spot where World War II actually ended. Yeah. Like, as a history nerd, that those bookends being in the same place is really quite something special. Yep.
There's also a flight museum, air museum there. We did not go to that this time, but we have gone in the past.
Yes,
yeah.
It's very good. It's very good.
Yes.
Highly recommended.
Yeah.
There's another museum over by the Arizona, not the memorial what you have to get to on the boat, but where the movie is shown and the all those other exhibits. There is another museum. It's escaping the name of me, but it's in that same complex. You just can walk over to it, and they have the USS Bowfin, which is a submarine, World War II submarine. They have like a rocket garden and with like torpedoes and rockets and things like that from the early days of the war, and it's quite impressive. There's so much to do there.
There's
so
a
much
lot
to do there.
Yeah.
We also want to share, thinking of things to do down in that area, a restaurant recommendation. We had this recommendation from our friends and then heard it from several other people while we were there. Check out Restaurant 604. Restaurant 604 is right next to this whole complex where the museums are. It's, I don't know, a third of a mile down the road. You could walk it quite easily, except in my situation where I could not walk it quite easily, so we drove over. But this was really fantastic food. This is, it's kind of a sports bar, but it's a Hawaiian sports bar, and open air, beautiful views of the harbor, and just really fantastic food.
Sterling and I got our luau style or Hawaiian style pork, pulled pork, delicious. Caitlin got like chicken katsu. It was just good.
Everything was amazing.
Yeah.
Everything was amazing. Cannot recommend it highly enough.
The next morning, we started out at Makahiki, which is one of the restaurants on site. They have a character breakfast here, and it used to be a buffet. Last time we were there, it was a buffet. It is not a buffet anymore.
No.
But there are still characters there. We got to see Minnie, Pluto, Stitch. Was that it?
I think Mickey as well.
Oh, yeah. We got a picture with Mickey ahead of time, too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good breakfast.
It was really, really good
Yeah.
food. Like, I was kind of bummed. I was like, well, this is probably just going to be family style. It's not family style.
Nope.
You order whatever you want. But yeah, it's really, really quite fantastic. Highly recommended. It's character dining, so it's a little bit more expensive, but the characters at Aulani are just so laid back and amazing. The folks who are friends with those characters just do such a great job.
Yep.
And yeah, this is, I would say, one of our very favorite character dining experiences on Disney property anywhere.
Yes.
And
I agree.
But I will also add, being in Hawaii for it is,
It doesn't hurt.
That doesn't hurt at all.
Yes. Minnie was wearing pants.
That's right.
This is, I think, the first time that I have seen her not in a dress or a skirt. She's wearing pants. And I commented something. I was like, oh, look at you. She's so fashionable and chic. And yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. We then took off again for the other side of the island and went over to the Polynesian Cultural Center. This is a location that Alicia and I have been to, and we wanted to bring the kids because we knew this would be super impactful. This is run by the LDS Church, but it's
a theme park.
It is basically that cheapens it. Like that.
Well,
that's not. But it is. It is set up. It has representations. It has basically lands or islands, as you were, that represent 6 different Polynesian cultures.
Yes.
And there are demonstrations and all sorts of exhibits, and actual folks from each of these islands are there on hand sharing with you what their islands and what makes them special. And it is just so fantastic. And this place has gone through some pretty significant upgrades since we were there, I want to say 7 or 8 years ago.
Yep.
And it is fully accessible now. They have carts that you can rent, scooters that you can rent. So it was great for me.
Yep.
I was able to get a scooter. I was shocked. All the pathways are paved now.
Yep.
They weren't all paved before. This can be a little expensive depending on the tour that you get.
Yeah.
But it's just so fantastic to be exposed to these cultures. And yes, I will grant those who may point out that you are getting a curated and not sensationalized, but you are getting a perspective on these cultures. You're getting a show that is meant to be put on for you, and 100%. But I think the genuine love of culture and desire to share their livelihoods, their lives, their culture with others really comes through from everybody who's there. And it is just such an amazing experience.
Yeah, it really is. I very much enjoyed this the last time that we were there, and I really enjoyed it this time. And the kids really liked it too.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what they would think of it. I really wasn't. I knew we enjoyed it, but it's always kind of hard to tell, what the younger set is going to think of it.
Yeah.
Both of them thought this was phenomenal.
Yeah.
They loved learning about all the different islands. They loved learning about just the little minute differences between all of them, with their language, with their singing, with their art too, because there's a little bit of differences between all of them. We did a VIP tour. I think it was like the ambassador package with this, which basically made it so we had reserved seats for all the different areas.
Right.
You don't have to do that. You can go in and see this all on your own.
Right.
It is very helpful though.
Yes.
to be able to get a spot and to get a good spot.
Yeah.
This was so much fun.
Yeah.
It's a long day.
It is a long day. You get there around noon, have a little bit of a bite to eat beforehand. Then you basically do a tour around to all 6 of the islands, all the cultures, and see the shows and the experiences. And it's so fun. We had, like Alicia mentioned, we had the Super Ambassador package. So we had a dedicated tour guide who was bringing us around and interacting and explaining to us what was going on. And then there was a sit-down dinner, just an absolutely fantastic dinner, much better than I thought it was the last time that we were there. And there's a luau that goes along with that, honoring the last sovereign, the last queen of Hawaii, and that was really fantastic. And then there is an evening show called Ha, Breath of Life, that also is kind of at this outdoor amphitheater, and it's just, it's really, really quite impressive. And with the Super Ambassador package, you have front row seats to all of this stuff. And I mean literally front row. For the final evening show, you could not get more front and center than we were.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
And after the show is over, they actually invite you to come up onto the stage area and talk with the actors, the performers that are there.
Yeah.
So Sterling and I did that. They wanted to talk to a couple of the dancers and get some pictures with them, and it was a lot of fun. They are very, very much wanting to share their culture and their life, and it is very evident in how they talk with you and are just very excited about it.
Yep.
It was a late night.
It was a late night, and it was a very early morning for Caitlin and I.
Well, before we do that, we got there and Caitlin's like, I haven't gone to the beach yet. It was jam-packed. I mean, even we had a resort day, but it was a jam-packed time at Aulani. I was like, well, let's go down to the beach. So her and I went down to the beach. It's, like 11:30 at night. we put our feet in the water and said we got to walk on the beach. So yeah.
So that next morning, Caitlin and I were up at 5 and out and off to the airport. It's about a 30 to 45 minute, depending on traffic, drive to the airport from Aulani. It's not too bad. And dropped her off, and then she had a flight delay. And then another flight delay, and then another flight delay. It was just, I think our plane didn't leave until like 2 in the afternoon or something like that.
Oh.
So, oh well.
Yeah.
That was our resort day, our second resort day, and we just chilled out a bunch. I actually got brave enough and went down into the lazy river with the rest of the family, even though my knee was not super happy about life. I said, hey, I don't want to let this opportunity go to waste. You have a lazy river, go be lazy in it. So it was totally fun. Alicia and I tried a first time ever for us, a membership event, DVC member event. There was a mixology class at the Olelo room, the Oleo room, which is a Hawaiian bar that is themed around the Hawaiian language. And this was, bar none, the best mixology or drink tasting event that we have ever been to. We do a lot of these on the Disney cruises. This blew all of them away. Yeah. It was so good.
It was very good.
And
we had food with it too.
Yeah, there was food that was so fantastic. There was like 4 drinks, I think, and 3 light bites.
Yeah.
We had the bartender who was hosting it was free to showcase the flavors and of the islands, of what makes Hawaii special. And it was different from what you get on the cruise ships, in that I think the presentations on the ships are a little bit more scripted. And this was just much more free flowing. The drinks are whatever floats their boat on that day. Hey, we have a bunch of these, specific fruit or specific case of whatever just came in. We want to use this. And so your drinks are made around that. It's so dynamic and of the moment. It was just, it was fantastic. It was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. And we also got some keepsake glasses they gave out to us. It said they're like mini pint glasses. It says Membership Magic on one side and then has Aulani and the logo on the other. So that's cool.
Yeah. And then we did this afternoon, have a chance. I think it was right before we did the mixology class. We went and did some character photo opportunities. And seriously, we had like 7 minutes by ourselves with Mickey because nobody else was around.
Nobody was there. And there were lines there. There were multiple characters there. A lot of people wanted to see Olume. And Olume is the turtle that is one of Duffy's friends.
Right.
Mickey
was
he did have a line.
For a little bit.
For a little bit. And then there was nothing there. And we were the last ones in the line. So we just kind of
hung out
and talked with them. We're like, how's it going?
Yeah, it was so cool. Like, it was to the point, I think we had like 5, 7, maybe even 10 minutes. I made a FaceTime call to my mom and then surprised her by turning around and having Mickey Mouse there.
Yeah.
Like, it was so cool.
I asked Mickey to dance and he danced, did some fun moves. So got a little thing of that. Let's see. We saw Olumel. I think that was our first time ever meeting Olumel.
Yes.
Daisy was there as well. And Sterling and I actually got to see Angel as well. And Angel is the feminine version of Stitch. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen the movie that Angel is in, but Sterling was very excited to meet Angel.
Well, Sterling loves everything to do with Stitch.
Yes.
So not surprised about that at all.
Yeah. These character interactions were just so good.
Yes. 100%. And then, unlike Caitlin, on our flights home, which were also delayed, we knew that they were going to be delayed the day before.
Yes, this was good.
We thought we were going to have an 8 o'clock flight and found out about the same time Caitlin was getting her delays that we were going to be delayed till like noon. And so we went from ourselves having to get up at 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning to just like, we'll get up eventually.
Yeah.
And it was so nice. It was so nice. But yeah, that was the end of our Hawaiian holidays.
It was not long enough at Aulani.
No. No. I think we need to do this more often. It had been way too long since we had been back to Aulani, and we cannot let that happen again.
No, I know. No, we got 2026. We're going to go down there. Yeah.
Yes. 2026, we're going to do this again.
Yeah.
The Marriott Vacation Club was foolish enough to offer us another return visit, and we will probably do this exact same thing again, although not in Kauai because I don't want to get broken again.
We're going to do Big Island this time.
We're going to go to the Big Islands and then hop on over to Aulani, and we will maximize our points and have a longer stay on Aulani for sure.
I'm good for, New Year's Eve in Aulani again.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind doing that every other year.
Yeah, 100%.
The temperature is perfect.
Yes.
It's hot and sunny, but it's not hot and sunny.
Right. It was between like 80 degrees as a high every day. And then it got down to like, I don't know, like 65 at night. Like it was perfect.
Loved it so much. Yeah. This resort is absolutely gorgeous. Hawaii is absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, we need to do this more often.
Hawaii misses us and we miss Hawaii. So we will be back incredibly soon.
At
least I hope
years,
so.
Yeah.
And with that, just a reminder, we're not affiliated with Hawaii or Disney, but these are our personal opinions and suggestions based on our own experiences. We recommend working with a travel agent or contacting Disney directly to plan your perfect Hawaiian vacation.
If you have any questions or suggestions, or would like to be interviewed on our show to share your Disney experience, whether it be in the parks, on the cruise, at Aulani, international parks, whatever, let us know. Send us an email to podcast@ourmousecapades.com.
You can also find us on social media. We're at Our Mousecapades over on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, and even YouTube.
Give us a rating and review in your podcast app. It really helps people find us.
And of course, don't hesitate to share us with your friends and fellow Disney lovers of all ages.
Thank you for listening. We'll be in your ears next week.
Thank you for flying Star Tours. Bye-bye.